David, what do you have this week? What you doing?
A couple things. Speaking of movies, I watched a movie that I didn't catch when it came out, I think about 3 years ago, and then they're coming out with a second edition or
That came out
chapter.
3 years ago?
I think
sure?
so.
I want to say like 2. I'm going to look it up right now while you're talking.
They're coming out with, because it's 2017. I think it came out in 2014.
Okay.
Anyways, it's John Wick starring Keanu Reeves. Whoa.
Yeah, I need...
Whoa.
Stupid.
This movie is amazing and also basically a signal to other people who want to make these movies. Like Justin Lin is kind of an example of it. Of like we don't need it to fit into like other genres. Just it's a blatant action movie of a guy just tactically killing everybody.
I think of it like Taken almost, where it's like
Right.
There's no. What do they say? No punches held. Hold.
No, yeah.
What's the thing?
Yeah, not pulling any punches.
Exactly. That's exactly what I meant
It's just
to say.
like
But
the movie is literally his wife dies. You're not really introduced to her, but you're like, oh, that's why he got out of it because he loves his wife, and then his wife was killed from some kind of disease. They don't even tell you what it is. I assume it's some kind of cancer.
Gets a dog.
Which is, by the way, like, man, like if someone did that and the note she writes, it's like, this dog's gonna die because they're like, I know you need to grieve, and I'm giving you this little puppy, and I hope that you put all the love that you had for me into this puppy. And you're like, that dog's gonna die. Like, I've seen this movie before.
I've seen the trailers for walking in here. I know how this plays out.
Well,
Right?
I know. So, and of course, they don't pull the punches on how they, like the dog. I
thought they were gonna like take the dog. No,
man, it's not cool,
No.
man. And like they have him holding the dead dog. Like there's a whole shot of like the dog bloodied, and it's just like, go get him. Like, at this point, you can kill bystanders. I'm okay. That dog did not deserve it. And, like, they give the dog just long enough for you to fall in love with this cute little dog. And, like, and even Keanu Reeves is like, I'll get you kibble. He gives him, like, cereal with milk in it because he has no kibble.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll get you kibble later. Like, it is just...
Don't get dirty to your dog, Keanu Reeves. It's not good for them.
But he kills it in this movie, no pun intended. But, like, Keanu Reeves is B.A., man.
He's got it, right?
Yeah, I know. And it's weird because, like... I've heard he's like a fantastically nice guy in real life, which is kind of weird because, like, I don't know, it feels like that guy could be a jerk. I don't know, maybe it's just the roles he plays. But like from Johnny Mnemonic, do you remember that movie?
No,
it's a terrible movie. What was the one where he was like an aliens, or he stopped the aliens, The Last Day on Earth, or something like that? Do you remember this movie? It came out a few years ago.
Yeah,
it's a terrible movie.
No, The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yeah, that's the one.
It was like a remake of the classic.
Yeah, it's terrible. And then of
Speed.
course, Speed was good, but
Speed was good.
Yeah, Speed was really good.
Not Speed 2.
That's true. The boat. That was terrible.
Drives like 2 miles into the field.
And then you have The Matrix, which was great and then terrible and even worse.
Yeah.
So this movie, it's kind of a weird choice for him because he doesn't... I guess he is an action star, but at this movie, he's just this cold-blooded murderer, and he is just awesome. Like,
and just the shots, the choreography of like the martial arts stuff and the shooting, it's just amazing.
Yeah,
so good,
so good. And the last movie that I saw where I was like, the assassin was just this BA was the movie with Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise called Collateral, I think is what it was called. Mm-hmm. And like one in the
He's
chest,
like the taxi.
Yeah, one in the chest, one in the head. Every single guy, he does that, and it's just, and they like, yeah, and like just turning, and it's awesome.
It's
but
good,
super violent. But the movie has no plot. It's just you killed my dog, I'm gonna kill you, and like even about I think spoiler alert, this movie came out 3 years ago. There's like 3/4 of the way through the movie, he kills the guy he's supposed to kill, and I'm like, what else is gonna happen? And then there's this whole other part of the movie, just. It's so cool. There's this hotel that like all these assassins go to. It's like a video game movie. And it's sad to me because I'm like, one, this is the video game movie. Like, why isn't there a John Wick game? And like, I think what video game movies suffer from is they try to be a movie. And this movie is not, it is a movie, but it's just basically a reason to see Keanu Reeves kill a bunch of people in cool, exciting ways. Like, it's just balls to the wall action. By the way, the ending of this movie, there's like this whole fight scene in the rain. It's like straight from the 80s. It's like, we need more movies like this, and it's really good. Like, it's gotten really good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. It looks like it's going to get a pretty interesting sequel to it. I don't know what's going to go there. It's like,
and like Lawrence Fishburne's in it, so it's like a little Matrix reunion, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting for, what is there, Trinity, get up.
Sir, tell me I could dodge bullets.
And he's like the same character. He's like this kind of he's Neo, right? Because he like doesn't talk a lot, and he's very like, somber. He doesn't provide a lot of emotion, but he does have comedy and the fact that he's such a straight man, right? Like,
right, and like the lines he gives are like so deadpan. And
exactly.
it's funny,
right? And I'm like, We need more movies like these. It was a fantastic movie to watch. It was so much fun. And like, there's this part where he like spins a car around and he's like shooting. It's just, this movie needs to be a video game, which is weird because normally you go the other way, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, that's John Wick. I'm really excited for the second one. I'm surprised I missed this movie. I heard a lot of great stuff about it. I was like, it's Keanu Reeves, guys. Like, how good could it be? But I was wrong. A couple other things this week. Of course, I got a bunch of board game stuff I got to hit up. We'll get to that now.
Of course, yeah.
First things first.
Now.
Right now. This week is my nephew's 3. This will come out this will come out after his birthday, so I can spoil his gift that I got him.
Don't listen, Aiden.
Yeah, the 3-year-olds. That's our big audience. So we bought him a board game because, of course, I got to buy board games because I got to infiltrate when they're young.
Yeah.
Because no one did that for me. I mean, I guess I had board games when I was a kid, like the classic ones, but no one ever gave me like designer board games.
Just don't push too hard, David. Don't be like, oh god, here comes Uncle David.
I know.
Another board game. Look at the stack of board games he's got under his arm. Oh
It's
god.
awesome. It's a box. What do you think it is? Anyways,
Yeah, every holiday it's like, well, what board game is it this time?
no, but this one I got. It's called Richard's. It's by Richard Scarry, the artist. Busytown. Do you know what that is? It's a class. Really? You are so deprived. You poor kid.
Blame my terrible mom.
Baby Gerald.
No,
Richard Scarry is a series of. He's an artist that did a bunch of books when we were kids, and I think he had a movie and he has a TV show. It's like Busytown. So it's all like these little animals, and they like drive little cars made like they're like a pencil car and like an apple cart. It's it's made of like an. It's very
hilarious.
Yeah, and so there's like it's kind of got a Where's Waldo. There's a lot of detail within the pictures. Like there's a lot of stuff going on in the pictures. So what this game is, it's called I Found It, and it's this 6-foot long board, which is like amazing. Like if you were a kid, and I was like, let's play this board game, and I was like, boom!
Yeah,
Like, this is awesome. So that's already pretty cool. So you lay out this board, and what it is it's the Richard Scarry world. So again, it's kind of like a Where's Waldo. There's like stuff everywhere, and there's a little kind of Candyland track that goes all the way from one side of the board to the other. And what you're doing in it is you're trying to. I love that we're talking about like a 3-year-old board game for 3-year-olds.
We'll review it next week.
I know.
We'll get Aiden on here. You can review it. What do you think?
So anyways, what you're trying to do is get to the end of the track to get to the ferry to go to the island so you can have your picnic. But there's pigs there that are going to eat your food, so you need to get there quickly. Anyways, the point of the game is that during your turn, you hit this little spinner, and if the spinner lands on this one particular part, then you take a card. And it'll have a picture of something like a traffic cone or a little pig or an apple or something. And so then you flip over a timer, and all the kids, it's a cooperative game, which is awesome.
Perfect.
I never had cooperative games when I was a kid. We all hated each other.
You didn't have any friends.
That's true. My imaginary friend I cooperated with. No, but what it is, okay, so it gives you like a thing to look for, and then the kids get these little plastic magnifying glasses, and they look all over the board, and when they find something, they drop a magnifying glass on it, and then they keep moving on, and they keep dropping them.
Oh, that's cool.
And how many they find, they move down the track. So, pretty cool.
That's cool, yeah.
It's a cool little game. And
because imagine, like, you're not going to get, like, your kid, obviously, or, like, your nephew, you're not going to get them Candyland or Chutes and Ladders or Monopoly, for God's sakes.
Pleb, let's go.
You're going to get some, like, cool Euro games for kids.
Well, I looked online because like it's like a whole new world now, right? Because like I already like board games. It's like I didn't look at like kids
you're building
games.
a wish list for your son. It's like how young can you start? I mean,
well, no, it's crazy. Like because I was like 3, and I'm bragging here, but my 3-year-old nephew, he's pretty smart. Yeah. He's at least like 4 or 5 level. But like a lot of the games are either like 5 plus or they're like 2 kind of down, which are like kind of activities.
Wait, there's board games
they're games, but they're like activities, right? It's more like, you know what I mean? Like there's games like Ants in the Pants where it's just like you're kind of just like putting things in something. It's not really like
boring.
No, I know, but like this game's cool because like it has 2 different paths and one has shortcuts, and you don't tell the kid like which way to go. But eventually they should learn, that has a shorter path. And then they learn. And it's like, oh, that's so cool.
And you're playing with others.
Yeah,
and like they're searching for stuff. So it makes their brain work.
Yeah, it's super cool. So I'm super excited to check it out. I didn't even tell his parents because I was like, I want to see their excitement.
They're going to be like,
seriously, David? So very, very cool. So that's
how small are the pieces we're talking about, David? How big are the magnifying glasses?
They're pretty big because remember the board's gigantic and kids, you don't want to give them like choking hazards. Anyway,
exactly.
Get them like a game with a bunch of little, hey.
We're going to play Catan. Don't swallow the meeples.
So anyways, by the way, Catan doesn't have meeples. Anyways.
Crap, sorry.
I did actually play a grown-up board game this week. A brand new one that I played and me and Alyssa played. It is called Alchemist. This is a very unique and completely different game than any other board game I've played. Now, remember we've played Mansions of Madness, second edition?
It's got an app here, David.
It does have an app integration. No, so what's cool about it? So if you like deduction games, the thing that my wife, I knew she was going to love this game, is she loves Sudoku. Do you like Sudoku? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
So Sudoku is, remember, you have like a grid and you're trying to certain numbers can only go in certain grid, and once you find out what a number is, then you can deduce other portions of the grid, and then slowly together you actually solve the entire puzzle. What this is everyone is competing as various alchemists, and you're mixing these 8 different ingredients. You've got like mandrake root and mushrooms and chicken foot and toads, and what you're doing is you take 2 ingredients and you put them in your cauldron. Now everything is kind of you have this walled off like little what is it called, a shield, so other people can't see. So during it you are going to be collecting, like foraging for different ingredients, and then you're going to put them in your cauldron, and you're going to take your smartphone. There's an app, it's a free app, and you point it at it, it takes a photo of it, and it tells you what kind of potion it makes.
Whoa. So each person has like their own app.
Yeah.
Points it at their ingredients.
Yes.
It's like, you can make this potion.
Yes.
That's freaking cool.
It is cool. So what's cool?
So cool.
So each of the different ingredients have what are called aspects, or an alchemical. And there's 3 different things that define a particular ingredient. The ingredient has red, blue, and green aspects of it. So like think of molecules. And within those 3 colored molecules, they can either be large or small, and they can be positive or negative. And what you're doing in this game is you're trying to figure out what is the sequence of alchemicals or aspects for this particular ingredient.
So you don't know.
No one knows. But you can, when you combine 2 potions together, if let's say they're a positive red potion they make, then you know that each of those particular ingredients share a positive alchemical or aspect of their alchemical, and so you start deducing stuff. Does that make sense? And they can't.
I didn't get to chemistry, David. Biology 1 as far as I got.
No, what's crazy? It sounds complicated. This game sounds incredibly complicated when you explain it to somebody.
I'm looking at the list of components, David, and it goes down the whole side of the freaking box.
It sounds super complicated, but once you get that clicks, and it clicks very quickly, then it's all like, oh.
Then most of these games come like that.
And then, so what's cool is during the game, the other component of the game is you are publishing your theories of what you think each ingredient's makeup is. And now this is kind of the cool bluffing part, because you can put in a theory, because maybe you know just one part of it, you don't know all of the aspects, but you're going to go ahead and wing it, right? You're going to say, I made the scientific discovery, this is it. And the more theories you publish, the quicker you do it, the more points you get. But you also have to worry about your reputation in the field. If you are later debunked, your theory is debunked by other players, your reputation goes down.
And I assume other players can try those things too, and it's like, no, that's not right.
Right.
And then you get debunked.
Right, and then you get debunked, and then you lose
reputation. And then
reputation.
if it is right, then you're kind of almost helping them, but you don't want to help them too much.
Right, but there's this bluffing part, because like, let's say I publish a particular theory about this, and you're like, is David BSing, or is he actually telling the truth? Because if he's telling the truth, he's telling me what that alchemical is, and now I can use that information to deduce further what I know. Because everybody's getting different. Because there's a row of cards, and you can take during your turn, you can take cards from that row that are the ingredients. Right. And so what's cool is like you have like adventurers who come into town, and you can give them potions, and there's certain potions they want. So let's say they want a positive green potion, and you're like, here you go, this is a positive green potion, and then they eat it or they drink it, and they're like, wait a second, this is the wrong potion, and you're like, and so you get like negative reputation for that. So but you can try the potions on students. And make them drink it, and they'll tell you what it is, or you can drink it yourself, and there's potential consequences if you drink a potion that's like, there's one that's called the Insanity, a negative blue potion, and it makes your reputation go down. And the rule book is very funny in this. It's like, if you drink an Insanity potion, you don't remember the night, but everyone else remembers what you did last night, including your cartwheels naked through the so you lose reputation that way. Reputation at the end of the game is worth points. The theories that you publish are worth points. So the mechanic of the iPhone or any smartphone, or you can even use a laptop too, is super slick. It's super fun. We played it, and we're like, we want to play it again. And if you like deduction, any kind of deduction, like I said, Sudoku, this, like, me and Alyssa did this thing where we, like, halfway through the game, we're like, we got to pause for like 5 minutes, and we got to start, because you can start scratching stuff off. Because if you know, let's say mandrake root and toad makes a positive red, you know, neither of those particular ingredients can have a negative red aspect, because it made a positive potion. Right. So then you start crossing off stuff on this little sheet that you have that has all of the different combinations. And then it's just super cool, man. It's hard to explain this game without literally playing it, but the app integration makes this game, like, super cool. Like, immediately you're like,
I feel like whenever there's an app, I'm like, oh, sign me up, man.
Yeah,
I want to try
cool.
this. Yeah.
It has, again, Euro mechanics to it, where you're like taking little cubes, and they're like your quote unquote workers. It's the actions you take during your turn to like maybe get more ingredients, or maybe you want to try to test a potion on one
so
of your.
A little bit of worker placement, David.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to avoid that word for you,
Okay.
but enough of it. This game is so unique. I have never played anything like this, and it's super cool. It's called Alchemist. I think right now you can pick it up for about $40 or maybe $50 at like your local game store. It's not super expensive.
That's not bad at all for like everything on. Like I said,
yeah,
these
and like
components
the components are really cool. Like the little markers are like little potion bottles. Like it's just little cute things like that kind of really make the game. But it's if you like any kind of like Harry Potter or like any kind of I'm trying to think of like wizardy stuff. This is like right up your alley.
So like obviously the app integration is huge. We played the other game. Do you see that as a future like that
should be?
Yeah.
Well, because this all the app is doing is okay. So remember, I told you there's 8 ingredients and there's 8 different combinations of the alchemicals and aspects.
Yeah.
So all it's doing is randomizing that. That's all it's doing. But it's because it actually comes with like an analog version where someone can randomize it and then like somebody is like the game master, but they can't play the game.
Right.
So it's like the app is the game master who doesn't mind not playing.
Which is kind of like the Mansions
game.
one too.
Right. Yeah. And it's like if App Integrations wants to do the bookkeeping and the storytelling to some degree, that's what it's.
So that guy can now play the game where he couldn't before.
Because we play like for instance Werewolf, right? And so the original Werewolf, you have somebody. I say it weird. And the original person that when you're playing, one person is the moderator, right? So they're not playing. I actually enjoy being the moderator because I like watching the chaos unfold.
You just like being in control, David.
Right, but they also but
I get to be the Imperials.
But they came out with a version called One Night Ultimate Werewolf where the moderator is the app. So they should do that with everything. Yeah. And I think there's some pushback from the community because they're like, no, that's like what we're trying to be analog. But it's like, it's just bookkeeping, man. Like there's a game called XCOM, which is based off of the video game. And it's a time game. So like you only have so much time and like everyone's working at the same time, a real time game. And that keeps track of the timer and it alerts you to like certain things, like something will go off and some disaster will happen. But I think it's an important thing to... You've got to kind of put your toe in the water.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to go all the way, because even Mansions at times feels like it goes a little further than I want it to go.
Really, I didn't feel
because like the randomized, like you roll dice. Eventually that dice component's going to get pushed into the game, and that's when it starts to be more like a video game and less like a board game.
That's true.
But I think this is like perfect. This is like the most amazing balance. You got to play this with me, man. I think you'd like it if you like you said, deduction or any of those logic games. If this occurs, then this has to happen. If you like anything like that, computer programming, right up your alley, man. Super cool.
Sounds good.
Alchemist. Check that out. CGE. By the way, they were one of the people that donated to our.
I know.
So good game company. So that's Alchemist. Last thing this week that I did is I played a little bit of an old game because that's what we do on this podcast. We play old games.
George's not here.
Yeah, Metro 2033 Redux, the high def. Because again, Steam just tells me all the time anything that's on my wish list. It's like this game's basically free, David. You should buy it. I'm like, okay, sure, Gabe, I will do it. Here's my wallet.
They did an interview with him, like on Forbes. I think he's like worth like $4 billion or something ridiculous.
Well, think about it. I mean, everybody like us opens up their wallet and buys games that they'll never play.
I know, but
how many times have you bought the Star Wars bundle?
Once.
You telling the truth?
Yeah. I mean, when you have all the games, right?
I know, it's true. So anyways, I played Metro 2033 Redux. I think you've played the original back in the day.
Yeah, I played it on 360.
First-person shooter, based post-apocalyptic, but it's like this Russian...
Very story-driven.
Yeah.
Based off books.
Right, based off books. But I was like, immediately, as soon as I heard it was based off of a book and it was story-driven, I was like, sign me up. That's exactly what I want from first-person shooters. But it's basically a zombie game. Zombie shooter game. There's like these demon...
Sure.
I haven't played a lot. I've only played maybe a couple hours. But it is weird because like in the game, there's like Metro 2033 books hanging around in the game. And I'm like...
Self-aware.
Yeah, I was like, this is weird. Like, are you doing promoting, or is like, are they reading what's going on? I don't know. It was that was the only thing that broke the immersion because I was like, this doesn't make any sense. The shooting's okay. It looks pretty good. I don't really have much to say about it, unfortunately, because I haven't finished it. But I like it. I like the story-driven. It's this idea that like nuclear winter occurred, and so the nuclear blast created all of these like quote-unquote zombies or whatever. I think they call them like dark beings or something like that. But it appears like there's a bigger, and you're of course the one character who's like immune to the one dark magic that these dark beings do, and so it's a little bit of that. But it's fun. I think what I like about these games that I miss from like the Call of Duty stuff is like the bombastic, crazy stuff with like the other non-playable
I think that's why
characters.
I don't like. I don't know. Like I feel like this game when I played it was like BioShock. Like it's a story-driven first-person shooter. I couldn't really get into that game either. I couldn't really get into this game. I didn't finish it.
You're crazy. Those are like the best.
I don't know why though. I don't like. I love games with like a lot of story. Like
you like third person. Maybe that's what you're not looking for.
Yeah, because like first person, like I love me some Halo. I love me some Overwatch. Obviously,
yeah, but Halo has a ridiculous, stupid story, and you don't.
No,
mind
I know.
that.
No, I like that.
Is it sci-fi?
But when it's like hard story where it's not the crazy stuff going on, like the Call of Duty campaigns that I played were great. But when you bring that craziness down a little bit and make it more serious and
I don't know, because like I think like Fallout you love, and that kind of
that's an RPG. It's different.
It's a first person, I guess.
You're barely shooting. You're just VATS every single time,
That's
right?
True. That's
I mean, it's barely an FPS.
That is true. I want unlimited VATS in that game. Yeah.
Right. But I don't know why I can't get into these games. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, I downloaded that, and then I've got the second one that
Last
came
Light.
out. No, Last Light.
I just said that.
I thought you said Last Night.
No, I said Last Light.
So yeah, I'm excited to play both of those. I'll give you full reviews on that stuff. This podcast, of course, I think is going to be a little short because we just got a short week as far as what we did. But
I can let you know I did 3 server maintenances this week. You guys want to know what we did at work?
No, don't go into that. But we did want to talk about this. Will come out, of course, after the blank finish win
the big game, David.
Yeah, win the Super Bowl. Gonna get sued.
Oh, NFL's gonna kill Rod. Goodell's knocking our door.
So who do you think's gonna win? First and foremost.
Honestly, who I think? I don't know.